Hey everybody, welcome to Friendship Shaving. Thank you for joining me in the den and being a part of my shave today. I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I have some Gillette Platinum blades and I wondered, for a bit of fun, how many shaves I could get from a blade. So for the Monday videos I'm going to be using one of these blades with various razors. I'm going to be counting the number of shaves I get out of them. Gillette Platinums I think are a good blade. Not the dullest nor the sharpest, but somewhere around about the middle perhaps, and I just thought we'd go with those. So the razor today I'm going to be using the Karve Christopher Bradley Brass. We'll go straight ahead and put a blade in this. Going to be using my Marfin synthetic brush today, and I've got that already loaded up with some Pomona soap from Southern Witchcrafts. I'll show you that in a moment. It is, Pomona is the name of a Roman goddess or a wood nymph. She was the goddess of fruitful abundance, so hence the name Pomona. There we are, got the blade. We'll just pop that into the razor. Everything fits beautifully in this Karve Christopher Bradley razor. And there we are, ready to go. And today I'm using the B plate. Now there we are, the soap, Southern Witchcrafts. And soap contains scents of apple, honey, spice and red wine, and also a little bit of honeysuckle. So just put a drop more water on my face and we'll start our shave. I've never used Southern Witchcraft's soap before, and I've not used Pomona. My first time. It smells very nice. I'm certainly getting the apple. I'm getting certainly a little bit of sweetness from the honey, and I can pick that out. And there is a little bit of spiciness there too, and there is just a hint of florality, so that would be the honeysuckle coming through. Smells a bit stronger now that I'm putting it on my face. For me it's quite strongly scented. It lathered up very easily. It's taken a lot of water, and I feel I could actually put a drop more water in it, but I'm going to go with what I've got. And I've got a 3-day growth today, so be interested to see how the B plate handles that. With ease, I would imagine. So here we go, brass razor, as you can see. I do like the cutouts on top of the head there. There is a bit of blade showing, although they do sell a wider head cap and guard. Now, I have used one of these before. And for me it was a very nice shave. I borrowed one from my friend Graham in Wales. And I can't remember what guard plate came with it. So I've got the B, C, D, E and F plates to try. We're going with the B plate today. That feels quite smooth, very easy. There's a nice bit of slickness in the soap, and the razor blade goes well with this razor. Now, the Christopher Bradley razor has been around quite a while now. It is a well-liked razor, and part of that I think is that it's a good razor to shave with, but it has lots of options. So the one I have got here has a 3¼ inch handle, which is about 84 or 85 millimeter. As I said, it has the B plate, and it comes in at 103 grams. Total height is 91 millimeters. And the cost of that is 102 Canadian dollars. I'll leave you to work it out in your own currency. And obviously, I'll start that again. There are different handle lengths, but obviously the longer the handle, the more the weight and the more the price of the razor goes up. So the handle lengths range from 3 inches to 4 inches in 1/4 inch intervals. So you've got 5 options there. You can get an open comb or a closed comb, and the open comb is said to be 1 plate more aggressive than the closed comb. So I'm using the B plate, so if you had the open comb it would be equivalent to me using the C plate, if that makes sense. Now I'm getting a little more florality with this. In the UK, the soap sells for £20 for 4 ounces. Just a touch under actually, £19.99. It's quite sweet and at the same time a little bit dark. Now I'm getting next to, in fact I'm not getting any blade feel at all with the Karve Christopher Bradley on the beak plate. Let me tell you a little bit more about the beak plate. It has a 0.73 millimeter blade gap. That is the gap between the edge of the razor blade and the guard plate. So 0.73 millimeters. And the blade exposure is neither positive nor negative, it's set to 0. So as I put the razor on my cheek, that is exactly where the blade meets my cheek. It doesn't stick out past that line, nor is it reduced from that line. So with 0 blade exposure, I'm getting a very, very easy shave. Very smooth. With the C plate, the next plate up from this one, the blade gap increases to 0.85 millimeters, so a little bit bigger blade gap, but also the blade exposure increases, so it becomes a positive blade exposure. So to use that example of my face again, when I put the razor on my face like that, the blade exposure is just sticking out past the line of the razor head and the guard by 0.09 of a millimeter. And then as we go through to plates D, E and F, the blade gap and blade exposure increase each time. Now many of you will know I'm not a particular fan of a positive blade exposure. Some razors seem to manage it better than others. So when I use this again, I will have to use the C plate, and I'll try out all the plates. Just to see how I find them. What I don't like about a brass razor is that it oxidises over time and develops a patina. Some of you like that. I know when I was younger, anything that was made of brass that my mum had was polished regularly, and unfortunately with brass razors they oxidise quicker if you regularly get them wet. So I'm expecting once I start using this that it will oxidise much more quickly. And in fact some of that oxidisation starts when you buy the razor, so when you get the razor it might not necessarily be the bright shiny razor that you are expecting. There might be some spots on it and some dark patches as the brass starts to oxidise. Just out of interest, the old Gillette razors that were made of brass, machined of brass, were all coated in nickel. And I I kind of prefer that, but each to their own. And it's early days yet, I've not had this razor for very long. So we'll see if I do end up liking the patinaed finished. I'll choose that word rather than tarnished finish. Now, going against the grain, I've got this, the very slightest bit of blade feel. I mean, really hardly anything. And in fact, should you require a milder head than the B, there is an A plate which has a negative blade aspect, and indeed a double A plate. So the choice really is yours. Certainly this one is super comfortable to use, guys. It really is. It's a fairly heavy razor at 103 grams. Not too heavy, but it's certainly getting up there, you know. Oh, going the wrong way there. Between, I would say, 75 maybe 90 odd grams is my preferred weight. Now look, I'm just shaving over my lips there quite comfortably. Now I wouldn't like to do that with a blade that had a positive aspect to, with a razor that had a positive aspect to the blade. Excuse me guys, I'm tired today, that's all. Now I just want to make sure I get up to my sideburns. And there we are. 3 passes, very easy. I'm just going to undo the head a little bit just to get the water in there. I will wash that properly in a moment. So that is the first shave. With the Gillette Platinum razor blade, and that is a very nice shave indeed. Very comfortable, very nice. Now, of course, one of the things that I will have to do with my Christopher Bradley is to have a little try with the plates and see if I can match up which plate goes with which setting on an adjustable razor. just for a bit of interest, you know. So for example, the Rockwell 6C or Gillette Slim, something like that, just for a bit of fun. Now we're going to use the Parasso because there's a little bit of apple scent to this, so it'll go very nicely with the Pomona. So there we are, that is my first try of Pomona from Southern Witchcraft. A little bit, I don't know, a little bit I prefer a lighter scented soap, but I have to say that was very pleasant, and I'm sure once it settles down on the skin it'll be very nice. As I say, I picked up the apple straight away with the sweetness of the honey, a little bit of the florality behind it, and that red wine is an interesting one. You can definitely pick that up. Before you read that, if you didn't read that, it would be familiar, and when you read red wine you think, oh yeah. So, an interesting soap, an interesting shave today. So I will see you on Friday, and on Friday, let me just say, I've got a razor on loan, and it is this one. Can you guess what it is yet? See you on Friday. Take good care now. Bye bye.